Watch 2026 today. I am your host, Cherie Turner, filling in for Lily Mae. I am the host and founder of Say Something with Cherie. To learn more about the Glambitious brand, please visit theglamceo.com. Start with you, Julia. Why
Okay.
don't you go ahead and tell us about your business and your brand?
So I am J. Williams Consulting and Tax LLC. I have been a full-blown business since 2019. Started as a hobby where I was just kind of doing taxes and consulting and credit education just to family and friends. It actually turned into a full-blown hobby to career. Actually career now because I'm no longer in corporate America. I'm full-time in my business. So
Yes,
God is good. Yes, God is
yes.
good. So I'm super excited. My family is supportive of this, and I couldn't ask for anything more at this season in my life. So my business is my baby right now, and I'm putting everything in it that I have, just like I would a 9 to 5.
I know that's
Mhm.
right. That is the key. That is the key. And you are off to great success. Let me say you that. You said the key sentence. I'm putting everything into it as I would if it was a 9 to 5. Amen
Yes.
to that. People don't think that is that is the one strategic step you got to take first.
Right,
Thank
right.
you so much. Karen, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yeah, hi. So I am Karen. I am a Kingdom Alignment coach. I do Christian coaching. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can see you.
Yeah, so we started our business in 2019, a plumbing business. And then last year, the Lord called me to coaching. And I was like, Lord, we're running a business here. What are you talking about? So I pushed it off for a long time. And I finally just listen, heeded his call and I got my certification and I became a Christian coach. And my niche is I work with successful women who are wanting to realign their success with God's calling. You know, you
Mm,
have achieved, you've checked all those boxes, but you're feeling a little lacking in the spiritual area.
cool.
So I'm like, yes, you can have faith in your entrepreneurship.
I know that's right.
Mhm.
Almost like you should have faith, but who am I to judge, right? Who are we to judge?
Right.
You need faith. Well, thank
Yes.
you, ladies, so much for that introduction. If you don't know why we're tuned in, we are here welcoming you to the 2026 Women to Watch virtual panel. I'm your host, Cherie Turner. I am the founder and host of Say Something with Cherie, where we tell life-changing stories and have impactful conversations. I'm excited to be here to fill in for Lily Mae. And today, our women to watch are both Julia Williams and Karen Saunders. I said that right, Karen? All right. So let's get all into both of your businesses. Karen, since I have you on the stage already, tell me what internal belief did you have to let go of to grow your next level in business? We can't hear you anymore. Oh, you're on mute. Let's come off mute.
Oh, there I am.
Here you go.
Um, Feeling that I wasn't good enough, right?
Oh,
So I grew up humble, poor. So I had to overcome that past. God had brought me out of that, and I had to release that mindset. So once I was able, with my husband, we have this successful business. I still find myself comparing, feeling that I wasn't good enough. Like, who am I to coach anyone? When in actuality, I'm the perfect one to coach because I have built a business from nothing. So once I realized that I had to run my own race, right? My
mhm.
journey is uniquely mine. And when I let go of that comparison, it was like a weight off my shoulders, you know.
Right.
I it was a shift. I just I wish I could describe how truly
Right,
it felt.
right.
I stopped trying to fit someone else's um mold and just started building from who God called me to be.
I love that. I think that is one of the
Hmm.
things that nobody really talks about until years after they've done
Hmm.
everything right. But that
Hmm.
comparison, that systemic hold on us really can hold us back from and let me ask you, when you started to do that, what was the first step you took to not to realize that I need to stop trying to fit somebody else's mold and just do what God has called me to do?
The first step was just owning my own, I don't want to say truth, owning what I knew. Like this is what you know. This is
Mm,
your God-given ability. This is what you know. This is what you do every single day. You need to own it.
mm. I love that. Okay, looking in the mirror. Okay, first, look, you got it. You are it. You are her. I love that.
Hmm.
Julia,
Hmm.
what was your internal belief? Did you have a belief that you had to actually let go of to grow your business to the next level?
Absolutely. I would say mine was fear.
Oh.
Um, Fear was the biggest thing, and it took me. I know, you fear nothing but God.
Mhm.
And we were raised in that. We were taught that in church, but our fleshly stuff always fall into that fear of how and when and what and how much. And when you're being an entrepreneur, and I think that soaks in with everybody, but then it takes that mindset of that true belief in God to know God was providing before you even thought about this business. God is the one who gave you that business to sustain your needs and or that job to sustain your needs. He wakes you up in the morning. So why do I fear of going into this? So it took me a long time to break that because I always thought about this week may not be as good as this week or that month may not be as what about the slow in this and that. But when I took that fear off of me, God shows up. He has not allow me to lack or fall or fail even in this. And anytime I feel like I am drowning, God is always there to pick me up without a doubt. So I would say that would be my my internal that I was battling with for so long.
I'm so glad that this is a conversation that's still happening in the beginning of 2026 because so listen, fear is just something that just has our ankles, okay, just tied to us. And
Right.
so for anybody that watches this replay and they see that, they're not the only one dealing with fear, but when you let go, God will do amazing things. And not to
Absolutely.
say
Yes,
that
he
there still
will.
won't be moments where it's like, okay, God, you still got me. And like go back a little further, right? But here
Right.
you are, a full-time entrepreneur, like God stepped in. Let
Yeah,
me ask
yeah.
you, how did you position your brand so people can begin to see you as an expert rather than just another entrepreneur who decided to go full time?
So for me, I always say my work is my quality. So I always say the quality of what I give versus the money that I'm making or what I'm charging. So starting off, I started off charging a little of nothing because I wanted people to see me. I wanted people, my real ministry is just educating. Like I want to educate you. I want us to know things in this culture that we may not, what we lacked in the past of growing up or what we were not taught. So me educating, me holding seminars, me even holding them with the churches, like going to different churches and giving it to them so they're all successful on one accord. So for me, it's just giving out the education, giving out the knowledge, not gatekeeping and things like that. And it just happened like clients just come and say, I've been referred because I heard you or this and I heard you were that. And so God has blessed me to be able to just start that way and not get greedy in the process, still be able to maintain, but at the same time, now I'm able to, my prices may have increased, but I'm charging what I feel God is saying that I'm worth now versus then. But it's the same thing. I'm still giving you the quality. So I don't overtake clients. I take just enough. So I'm still providing that quality work.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good. And I love that you had I always say the best form of advertisement is word of mouth. I do not
Right.
care how much we scroll on our phones, how much somebody texts us.
Right.
That word of mouth, because, and then as a host, I do like a lot of event hosting and shows. And what I tell people, like, my price is my price because I bring an experience.
Right.
People are
Right.
not going to leave your event and talk about all the decorations. They may say, oh, the food was good. They're going to
Good.
talk about how they felt at that event.
That,
Like, what was your
yes.
experience? And so
Yes.
that's why the price is so high. And they're going to go and tell everybody, like, oh my God, it's just going to blow up. So
Yeah.
I love that you had that those were part of your referrals. Like that really, that's amazing.
Yes.
And to just start with where you know you needed to start. You didn't have to start with high prices. And a lot of people
Right.
get confused in that too, listening to everybody else or watching
Mhm.
everybody, but really just letting God take the steering wheel. Yeah, that's a plus. You got that. And then you was out here literally just giving it out.
I was. I still do sometimes. Just get me on the right one. I may just be like, come, it's free.
And it worked in your favor. Karen, can you tell us about how you position your brand? So that people
Yes.
can see you as an expert. Like it's really hard in this time where everybody's an entrepreneur, everybody has an opinion, everybody's doing some type of talking head. And so how did you
Hmm.
position yourself as an expert?
Well, you said it. Everybody's a coach today. So for me, I had to be authentic. I have to just go back to being what God called me to be. I stopped trying to be everything to everyone. I'm not a coach for everything and for everyone. I am this specific coach for this specific market. So I focused on my genuine journey and I being a part of being authentic is including that struggle, you
Mm.
know? So that's part of that real experience, and that's how I set myself apart.
I can see that being one of the tools to becoming or being seen as an expert. And that's what I tell people, share your story. And you really
Mhm.
hit it. That is what I don't know if you realize that it was that one key element that won people's trust was that you shared your story. And that alone sometimes would just take you to the whole a whole nother level. Like, wow, that's
Because
amazing.
people will sometimes they won't believe like, oh, you too? Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, me too. So, what's the lesson that you learned the hard way and that others can avoid by hearing it just today?
um, Not to confuse presentation with progress. When I first started coaching, I thought you have to have the perfect website, the perfect, the image had to be perfect.
Yes.
But it wasn't even about that, not to get caught up in all the appearance of success.
Hmm.
Just build that substance first. Yeah.
Mm.
And once you have that foundation, that real value, people see the value that you're creating.
Yeah.
As Julia said, they're going to tell somebody.
Mm. Do you feel like you had
Mhm.
to work twice as hard without focusing on the image, but the actual product or process?
I felt like it because the market is kind of saturated. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I always laugh at the right now in January. I saw another meme where it's like, I don't care how hard you fold your arms in that picture, you was not doing my taxes, right? So when you just said that, like not focusing on the image, because it's so true, we put so much into what people see, and it's like
Hmm.
you first of all, you've been doing taxes for 10 minutes, and now you just expert with your arms folded real hard. So I always thought that was,
Hmm.
I crack up every time I see it. So to hear you say that, not focus on the image, focus
Yeah.
on the process and the experience,
Yeah.
people come to you.
Yeah. I tell people I've been doing this since 2019, so I know a little bit about business.
You know a little bit, you know a little
A little
bit.
bit.
So tell me why I have you on the stage. Share one way that women can elevate their personal brand in 2026, right? Without spending a whole lot of money.
Expand your knowledge. Reading is truly fundamental. Whatever your niche is, if you're doing taxes, keep abreast of the latest tax code. Like stay
Mm,
sharp. And the other thing is, in addition to expanding your knowledge and deepening your depth of knowledge of your niche, I would say sharpen your professional communication skills.
mm.
You know, excellence never goes out of style. So, yeah.
I know that's right. Okay,
Yes.
phrase for 2026. Excellent.
Yes.
Never goes out of style.
And you can do this so inexpensively. You can go to the library because education can be expensive. Like certifications are expensive.
True.
College is expensive, but the library is free.
That's good. That's
Hmm.
good. Julia, tell us a lesson that you have learned the hard way that others can avoid.
I would definitely say focusing on the wrong target audience.
Oh,
Um,
good.
oh,
Oh.
it was a big lesson. Like I thought my family and my friends were my audience, and so that's who I was targeting it to. My cost was targeted to them. My services was targeted to them, and it was all wrong. It was totally all wrong. Um, Probably 9 out of 10 out of my clients are not, they don't even know me. They've never seen me. They've never even met me in person. And I think that is a big mistake we all make, I believe, because we start something and we expect them to support us. And they support us, they just don't to support us in those ways that we need it within our business. But they're root for us, they root for us, they love us. But that I think that would be my biggest mistake that I've made. Just thinking in like putting my business around them to be able to help those certain amount of people versus my true audience.
Oh, a lot of people are still learning that lesson. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Right. They do. And you made a good point. They do support us just in different ways.
Hmm.
I love, people when I help them with social media, one of the things I tell them, they're like, well, I see people watching. I see this person, and you get an attitude. And I'm like, you need to change the way you're looking at because you should be looking for names that you have no clue who they are. That's when I get
Right.
excited. But I've got like 20 views from who are these people or 15 comments from people that I don't even know. You get
That's
excited
right.
because now you're finding your audience. If everybody you knew unfollowed you, you should be happy because
Right.
they're not interested in what you have to say. Those are your friends and family. They don't care. My
Right.
family don't really care about domestic violence. They don't want to hear about that all the time, you know? But somebody out there that needs it. So I'm so glad that you shared that. You found your audience. And listen, I know it wasn't easy, right?
No,
You
no, it's
got
not. It's
it.
not. It's not at all.
Yeah, it's not easy. I love that you share that. So y'all listen. I hope y'all listen to that. That they are not your audience. Stop confusing who your audience is. Now,
Right.
Julia, share with us one way that women can elevate their personal brand in 2026 without spending a whole lot of money, without breaking the bank.
um Networking events that are free. There's a bunch of them out there. You just gotta look for them, sign up for Eventbrites, go to those networking events even if you're going by yourself, because your brand is you. In addition to, for me, I've always been big on this, it's tithing. Like, I tithe heavily in my business personally for the good of me and the good of God that he's given to me. So networking and tithing, because I tied it on my paychecks when I had a job. So I'm
Mm,
going to tie on my business income as well so he can continue to provide. But also, I'm going to step out there
come
even
on.
when I'm uncomfortable, because God doesn't make us comfortable. So I'm going to step out there even when I'm uncomfortable and go to these events by myself, introduce myself, pass out a business card. If they throw it away in the trash, they throw it away, but you showed up for yourself and your brand. So networking and tithing in 2026, I think it's going to be where it's at, and how we're going to really know who's elevating and who's aligned.
Oh, no, you deep. You
Amen.
walking real heavy. You walking real
Hmm.
heavy, okay? Like, you didn't come to play with the people for
Hmm.
2026. She hit us
Hmm.
with tithing, okay? Let's understand that. And our time and our money, because your time, you got to show
Yeah,
up.
it's time.
Tie
Yes.
that
Yeah.
time and get in the room and tie that money that is coming in so God can increase it. I love that. That blessed me.
Hmm.
That blessed me on today. Um, our last question. So, what is your next, Karen? What is your next for 2026? And after that, tell me how viewers can stay connected with you or even work with you.
Sure. So I recently, because I do write as well, because I'm a believer in writing the vision and making it plain and sharing it so that people who read it can run with it. So I have my recent book. It's probably reversed, but the perfect purpose pivot, and that's really my brand. Because whatever you do with if it's unto the Lord, it's on purpose. So, and this is a 50-week devotional, 52-week devotional that helps you align your business, your success with God's will for your life. So that's where you can find me on Amazon. My website is grindstonecoaching.com. That's the name
Right.
of my coaching business. It's Grindstone Coaching, Iron Sharpens Iron. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm grindstonecoaching.com. I'm on LinkedIn, Coach Karen. I'm not on TikTok yet. This so, so just LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And like I said on my website, if you want to work with me, you can book straight from my website.
What's next for you after you're pushing the
Um,
book this year? But what do you have next?
I'm
Anything?
pushing a book, but I'm starting interviews. So I'm interviewing because I'm in Virginia. And we have so many people in my because I network, so I've met a lot of people who have made that their own pivot, and people don't know about it. So I'm going to be interviewing them so they can share their stories.
Mm,
AI is big, AI has its place, has its uses, but you're going to get to see real people have real conversations. So,
I love that. That is good.
hmm.
Thank you for bringing people to the mic to tell their story. Purpose Pivot
Hmm.
is a great time. This is a great season to really push that and get that in people's hands because a lot of us has like you're thinking like, what is my next? Because what I've been
Hmm.
doing is a working. So now if you're not really in sync with God, it's like, should I be changing? I don't want to change. I've already put so much into this. But
Hmm.
what do you do when God says, okay, now I need you to go this way? And I know this is good, but
Hmm.
I need you to go the pivot. What does the pivot look like?
Yeah,
So I love
yeah.
that. I'm excited. I would like to actually
Hmm.
get that too. I love a good devotional. Thank you so much. Julia, what is next for you in 2026?
Look, I'm over here looking for the book right now. Honestly, I'm throwing my phone. Let me get this purpose
Get the
vision over
book.
here. Right, before I even get off of here. What's next for me is, I think for me, I'm actually more focused on going into a area of faith and finance. I want to get into where it's called Faith and Finance of 2026. I want to just launch it, and if I got to do church tours and things of that nature, that's kind of where my heart is being pulled right now, just kind of focusing on that, and being that's my ministry, I mean, we can have ministry and different things, and I think that's for me. And I just want to see everybody just be successful, any way I can help, any gift that I have that God has blessed me with. I want to be so humble with it that I'm able to reach the next person and help them. So faith and finance is coming, faith and finance will
I
be
love
out
it.
before the end of 2026. um so I'm excited about that. I've just been manifesting that in my mouth, just speaking it, and God just continues to download what I need to do with it. So I'm excited.
I love that. I love it. And I'm excited to see you. And when you said church tours, I love it because I learned about money through in church, but it was Dave Ramsey.
Right.
Shout out to Dave Ramsey, right? But I feel like that's been 100 million years ago. I didn't
Yeah.
put my daughter through it. So to see you come on, do the church tours, bring us faith and finance, I would love it. It is something that churches need to really spend more time on.
Right.
I
Right.
love that. You both, I mean, Karen, you might as well do a church tour as well. Just
Yeah, come
yeah.
on.
Purpose Pivot, Faith and Finance. Now,
Yes.
where can people find you, Julia?
Facebook, I am on there as just Julia Williams. I also have a business page. It's just like it's spelled, J. Williams Consulting and Tax LLC. I'm also on Instagram, Julia_R_Williams, and on Instagram as well as J. Williams Consulting and Tax LLC.
Okay. Take your time getting on TikTok, Karen. I heard you. It's moving over anyway. We're going to be something else by March, so don't worry about it. You on the right platforms, okay? It
Okay.
has been a pleasure talking to you ladies and learning everything about you and where I can find you and get involved. I'm excited for you and what God has for both of you that's coming up in
Yeah.
2026.
Mhm.
I'm excited.